Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Evil Step Teacher here. Got some work to do outside. I kind of thought I would make a video of it. My basement walls are trying to come in, as in they're collapsing. I have one that's in at the top about 7 or 8 inches, so you know it's just minimal. But I've got a guy coming over this week, and he's going to dig out, and I'm going to be straightening the walls. And I wanted to share it with you guys. This way, if someone else has a similar problem, they can see what to do, as long as I don't totally screw up and drop the wall and have to totally replace it, which, yeah, that wouldn't be fun or cheap. And as I've said on my videos before, everything I do is on a budget, so you know, I'm going to do what I can to try to make it as cheap as possible and hopefully not totally screw up my house. But yeah, I'm going to take you outside and show you some of the issues and go from there. So yeah, see you in a few outside. Okay, so this is the north side of my house. It's got an old foundation, all except for this part right here. And you can see how the wall here is in fine shape. Oops, I guess I ought to get down on that. It's in fine shape. Those are just rocks. It's not from the wall. You come along and it starts getting a little weird. You have this crack starting right along there. And it just comes over. And then you have these bricks sticking out right here. Right here is not a brick. That is a beam that goes through the house. It holds the center of the house up. It has shoved from north to south about 1.5 inches. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be bracing the inner part of this wall. This from here down is a poured wall in the basement, and there's a layer or two of bricks on top. And I'm going to be bracing the bottom part of the wall and trying to pull the center of the house that way. If you look down that way, the foundation is fine. You look down that way, the foundation is fine. It's just pushed out here and has broken a few bricks. I'm hoping I can save all that, because what's the most important part, I'll show you in a little bit, it's up front. I think one of the things that hasn't helped this house, people have done work around it and then never filled it in properly. Don't know if it's really going to show up well on this, but the ground comes way down. And it's way lower than it should be. The dirt level should be up about where that brick line is. But it was never filled up. And of course, when I bought this house, I expected work. So you pay $2,600 for a house, it's not going to be in great shape. Now, the cracks back here, I don't know if there's anything I can do about with what I'm doing today. This is just old foundation, and someone has added this to the outside of it. I'm assuming to make it more sturdy. And yes, my yard is still crap. That window is for the front. I had to lay it down because there was heavy winds and it would have messed it up. I don't have any place to store it, so this foundation back here is just a crawl space foundation, and the rooms here on the back of the house were all added in. So you can see this space right here. I'm assuming they just didn't do the seam properly. I'm going to go in and I'm going to fill that with concrete and fix it. This crack over here, I don't know what I can do with, because like I said, this is just crawl space. I'm going to have to check that from the inside. I might be able to pull this part out a little bit. And yeah, I kind of need paint, but I'm going to, if I can find a place with it cheap, I'm going to do siding. So get rid of this is an asbestos siding, and I haven't decided if I'm going to rip it off or just cover it up. Coming on around the corner, a few years before I bought the house, a new foundation, or not foundation, but a new sewer was put in, and they didn't fill it back in. And right here is the seam of the original part of the house and the add-on, which is the bedroom and stuff. But you see there's a big dip here. Well, right behind the big dip, behind that pole, or that pipe, is a crack. This wall here has sunken in, and this is the one that pushed the beam out the other side, and it is right about this area right here. But this whole wall needs to come out 1.5 inches or so. Not a big deal. And then I'm going to put things around the windows like they have on the other side. And all like that. The worst part is the front wall. This wall has sunken in, like I was saying earlier, about 7 or 8 inches. So far that you can see down between the house and the little garden out here. And it looks like somebody has tried to go in and put some concrete in it to fix it, which didn't work. So there's that. I'm going to remove this little flower garden that was here when I bought the house. And the guys are going to come in. They're going to take the stoop here, if we can. We're going to set it out of the way. And they're going to dig all of this out about 3 foot away from the house to where I have plenty of room to work and tar it and stuff. And then we're going to do both sides and then put the dirt back in, get some fill dirt and then some top dirt to go around the house. And I want to have the level of the dirt be between here and here. I don't want it up on the wood because that's really bad, and this house needs painted really bad. But I'm probably going to put it right about this line here, which will give runoff. And then I'm going to take the downspouts. I'm going to put a pipe between here and the road, and I'm just going to drain it out to the street. One of my neighbors has that. It works slick, so that's what we're going to do on that. And I will take you inside and show you how the basement walls look in there in just a second. All right, this is my basement. It's not in good shape. The lighting is terrible, but this is the north wall. And you can see there's been some old cracks that have been filled in the past. I'm going to chip all that concrete out of there so that they can come back together. And here's another one. That type of stuff. And this one, apparently it had come in quite a bit before or something, because this crack is humongous and there's not much movement here. The wall is just pushed a little bit because here is that center beam right there. And it goes all the way across and down there, and I'll show you what it's doing down there. My basement is cluttered. It is what it is. Got this crack coming down here. And when I first moved in and was first looking at this, I saw this corner, and I don't know if it's going to show up well on this, but the corner is quite a ways out, and out here it's in about probably 1 inch or so. But I noticed that the thing is at an angle. So I think what happened here, you can see they used boards, looks like 1x8s or something for a form to pour the concrete into. And I'm thinking they had it good and solid in the corner, but it gave right there and made kind of a bow. And that's probably what has kind of helped this. The people I had out here to give an estimate, who said they would charge $20,000 to do this, said that most likely that helped that wall not fall all the way in. The people have put some beams up. They're too lightweight of beams, so they haven't really done a whole lot. But since it was bolted to that, and this is holding it down and all that right here in the corner with the beam, it has taken the house and moved it down that way. Let's go down there. I am not a great housekeeper, so my house is not perfect down here. It is what it is. But you can see right here where it shoved that through. And all this wall is level. If I had my level down, I do have my level down here. I will show you if it'll show up. Okay, I don't know if it's going to show. Try to get the light off of it a little bit. See that bubble in there? It's where it should be. It's level, but it goes back in. So what I need to do is get this stuff to come forward. The wall comes to about here, and you notice that the crack is very minimal here. And you just follow it back to where that beam is, and it's bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I think I've gotten lucky on that. That level was hanging there when I bought the house. It's antique, which is kind of cool. But yeah, then we get to this beast. I've got these spare boards down here in case I need them for whatever. This I know is not going to show up, but I can see standing here that that wall is tipped so far in, it's just ridiculous. We have a crack coming down here that somebody has filled with concrete. We have cracks over here that somebody has filled with concrete. The stoop is right outside of where we are now because it's at the north corner of the front of the house. And we go down here. We had flooding here last winter, or last summer rather. And see those two holes in that beam? It sheared the bolts off. The bolts are still in. But the pressure on the, look at the bolts here, they're right there. I don't know if they show up. But the pressure from the wet soil pushed it in that much more. And it's over probably 3 inches, 2 inches from where that was put in. And I hope this shows up. But this beam right here is bent because of the concrete pushing against it. I don't think this will last through this season if I don't do something to it. Hope you can see up there to see how bad this is. If I was to put a plumb bob from here down, it would stick out about 7 or 8 inches from the wall. Here's another big crack I've got to chip all that stuff out of. But yeah, it comes down by the water pipe, which surprisingly that water pipe isn't busted. I'm kind of surprised because I figured that much push it should be busted. But the only thing I can figure is there was enough pipe between where it is right now and where it started that has let it slide over it. And of course when it rains, this crack lets water in. But when they did the sewer, they thought enough to put a channel here for the water to flow and go down to where they put in a drain. And it does great. I hardly get any water out on any other part of the floor. It just follows this trail. So anyway, that is it for this part of it. And I don't know if I'll add this to another video or make this just the first of the series, but I'm going to be doing all the work down here by myself, unless I can somehow get some people to come over and help me. I've never done this before, but I've watched some videos, and I hope I know how to do it. So, you know, it is what it is. I've got these two jacks here holding up an I-beam up there. And I've got 2 more of this heavy-duty I-beam right here. And it's going to, I'm going to take this one, slide it all the way down to that wall. And then I'm going to put this other one, the second one, right about where it is, and it will come over to about where they put an extra board on the joist right there. If I go clear to that wall, I'm going to have to cut a notch out of it, and I don't want to do that. So from this beam to that wall over there, it's going to be held up by these jacks. I'm going to use those to lift the house off of this wall once I have all of the stuff attached, which I'm going to be using 4x4s and hydraulic jacks to push that wall back up in place. Wish me luck. I will, I'll make the next clip or the next video in while I'm working. I'll get my little tripod set up and try to get some action shots too. So yeah, it is what it is. This is the Evil Step Teacher, and I will show you more as I go. Have a great day. Well, I'm several days into the job. It's been a couple weeks since I actually recorded what I just was on there, and I've had some issues, but I'm just going to add the intros and outros to the videos as I go, as I get them edited. So I probably will be wearing different clothing every time I do an intro and outro than what I'm wearing in the video. If it shows the clothes at all, I don't know. Who cares? But anyway, if you enjoy this little series that I'm making, kind of a mini series of working on my junk house, then like, share, subscribe. If you don't like it, like, share, and subscribe anyway. I mean, it's just a click of the button. You can even click that bell to see my other stuff as it comes in or whatever. Yeah, I hope this is an informative series. I really hope that somebody gets something out of it and thinks, maybe I want to hire the people to do this instead of trying it because, you know, the evil stepteacher had trouble, or the evil stepteacher got it done easy and I want to do it. You know, whatever happens, I hope you get something out of this. And yeah, so I'm going to end it here, and you guys hope to see you. Hope you see the next video. I won't get to see you in the next video because I'll be in it and you won't. But hey, you know, whatever. And yeah, hope this actually works and I get my house fixed. But who knows? Later.